welcome to the Kelly Roach Show, a place for no fluff, easy to implement, 20-minute or less business and leadership lessons to help you build a sustainable business that scales. Let's get started. Okay, welcome back. And in today's show, we are talking about how to increase the cash in your business by shortening and making your meetings more effective. If you're running a business that is scaled up at any level, you now have a team. And in order for that team to function, there has to be communication. And in order to connect, collaborate, and all get on the same page, meetings become a regular and very important part of how your company functions. Add in the fact that most of us are all remote now, and meetings are now at the centerpiece of your responsibilities as a leader. Whether you're listening to this show and you are the CMO, the CEO, the COO, a team leader, a sales rep, let me tell you that these tips are going to help you to close more sales, be more impactful, and get better results faster with your team, with your clients, and in your business. So, number one, come into every meeting with absolute clarity around what the purpose is and what we want to get out of this conversation specifically. Is this a motivational talk? Is this a corrective action talk? Is this a game planning meeting? Is this a strategy meeting? Is this a let's all get on the same page and set priorities meeting? There are all different types of meetings, but the most important thing is you got to know, why are you coming together? And at the end of this meeting, what do you want people to do about it? So just like everything else that matters in your business, you start with the end in mind. What is the outcome that we need as a result of having this meeting? Answering that one question should then set the agenda for the entire conversation. The number one thing that I've learned over 20 years of holding team meetings is that less is more. The shorter the meeting, the more effective. The less topics you cover, the more likelihood that the needle will move and results will be generated. And number three, the simpler that you focus the conversation on how are we going to break it down? What does it look like? How do we take action now? You want people to leave with the ability to take immediate action within 5 minutes of getting off of that meeting. I learned this working with my mentor, Dave, in corporate America. And for over 10 years, we worked together, and he would literally spend hours with me on the strategy for the business. Sometimes we would sit in a 4 to 5 hour strategy meeting. But here's the big breakthrough that happened as a result. Him and I would collaborate, strategize, and talk, sometimes for, as I mentioned, multiple hours at a time. But by the time we got done that meeting, I was able to have a team meeting in 20 minutes or less. I was able to generate results within the same hour. And the entire team was able to rally around a central idea that allowed us to create a business breakthrough. And you can do the same thing. So remember, our job as leaders is to hold the complexity at a high level and drill it down in a simple, easy to implement, easy to execute format for our teams. There is no doubt that our biggest enemy as our businesses scale is complexity. I know for a fact right now, the biggest thing we're battling is complexity. We're working really hard as a team on systems and automation, reorganization and restructuring so that we can really discover flexibility in that simple model again that we had when we were a smaller company. It's why we did so much reorganization this year into our 5 core entities that we're focusing on for 2023 and beyond. So number one, shorten those meetings and make sure you know exactly what the so what, now what is when the meeting is done. Number two, hold the complexity at the top level of your company and share the simple message that leads to the ability to take immediate action with the people responsible for getting on the field and running the drills. And number three, make sure that you answer the common questions that people have in a meeting like this when you're presenting a new concept or when you're delivering a call to action. They want to know, what is the why? Why does it matter? How do I do it? And helping them to develop a roadmap, a plan, and a pathway that feels believable and attainable to them is absolutely key. So you want to think these things through before you get on these meetings so that you can actually be a catalyst in helping your team create a breakthrough in awareness, understanding, and confidence in these meetings to be able to leave the meeting feeling crystal clear on the how, the what, the when, the why, and really making sure that they feel confident that they can, in fact, execute, implement, and get the results needed. So I want to challenge you today to make your meetings 20 minutes or less. I want you to go into every meeting with a clear outcome in mind of what you desire to achieve. I want you to simplify and realize that less is absolutely more, and the fewer topics you cover, the more likelihood you'll get action. And I want you to make sure that by the time your team gets off any conversation that you're having, they feel crystal clear on what they can take action on right away to generate real results. I hope these tips are helpful for you. We'll see you back here in just a couple days.